like to move on to our next category. This is for the Best Summative Assessment Project Award, which is very kindly sponsored this year by TCS ION, one of the association's main sponsors. And I'm delighted to introduce you to Viral Shah from TCS ION, Head of Products, Engineering and International Business. Viral, over to you to take us through the finalists and announce the winner of the Best Summative Assessment Project.
Thanks, Matt. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Viral Shah. I'm joining from Mumbai, India. I'm from TCS Tata Consultancy Services. As part of TCS, I had products, engineering and international business for TCS ION. TCS ION is an education-focused business unit as part of TCS. And we are a large products and platform organization specialized into assessment, marking, learning, and business process management. And being an assessment technology provider, this subject has been very close to our heart. And we are very excited to see that the innovations in the field of technology and process, which will take the assessments to the next level.
So the three submissions we have, and this is not in any particular order. So L'Explore is a tool that uses eye tracking technology combined with AI and machine learning to deliver rapid assessments in both primary and secondary schools, deliver objective results on a child's literacy. The University of Pretoria, whilst work has been going on in online assessments for a while in South Africa, usage has increased with the impact of COVID on the education system. The integrity of online assessments has, however, presented a challenge for lecturers and universities without scalable remote proctoring solutions. The result of this has been online assessments are usually not invigilated, which provides opportunities for collusion and unauthorised communication amongst students via applications such as WhatsApp. Monash University. Over the last 3 years, Monash University has been developing their internal system for online invigilated electronic-based assessments. Whilst Monash did look at commercial platforms, they wanted to have something they had control of, and basically they created an organisation within the university which covered all departments. They are now in a position where all exams have been replaced by online invigilation.
So the moment is here now to announce the winner of the Best Summative Assessment Project 2021. And the winner is Monash University for their project E-Assessment Delivering Authentic Assessment at Scale. Congratulations, Monash University and the entire team behind it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Viral. Thank you very much to TCS ION for supporting the awards and the continued support you give the association. And many congratulations to Monash University for their win in this category. Coming up right now is a panel discussion session where we're going to be looking at exploring this whole topic of the future is now around formative and summative assessments. We've got a great lineup of panelists to speak to you. And I wanted to pick up a little bit on artificial intelligence first. We've got increasing focus around AI in e-assessments. I wondered whether you thought that was a good thing, firstly, and if so, what you see as the main benefits of using AI, and I guess conversely, the challenges of using AI within assessment contexts. Who'd like to go first? Mary, do you want to just pick up on that, leading on from your earlier presentation?
Certainly, yeah. I think, I suppose one of the things that seems good for now, for want of a better word, about using AI is that there are obviously, certain things you can start to train computers to do, and that's something we're looking at how that is happening with these tests of English. So in terms of particularly things such as computer adaptive testing, and also training computers to listen and respond, which is what's happening in a lot of language testing settings. So being able to really fine tune the technologies now.
Has anyone else got any thoughts or comments on this particular piece? Pat, you?
You know I've always got an opinion on everything, Matt. So, I mean, I noticed in the previous awards there was with labs, and I know they're using AI, other organisations are as well. So it's here now, and it is going to be used. I think it's not necessarily a panacea that's going to solve everyone's problems. So I think if it's used in the right way, as you just said, Matt, to solve the problems that are relating to large volumes of data, NLP improving, making it easier for people to be able to do things that perhaps was more difficult before.
Jeremy, I'm struck by the fact that we've talked, there about how assessment is used as a tool, and Open Book is an example of that. You must have seen lots of examples where there's been innovative use of assessment approaches, technology-wise or otherwise, I suppose. Has anything really struck you in that, and any particular sector that you think is being particularly innovative in its use of supporting summative or formative assessment through slightly different approaches?
As a result of the pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of like the Open Book example that you've given, Matt, we definitely saw that last year. We did a piece of research with UK universities towards the end of summer last year, when they were, obviously they've just completed their round of kind of assessments of students, and all of the decisions that those universities had taken were very interesting to see. Not only in terms of the type of assessment that they used, and to Mary's point, they'd used a variety of methods of assessment within that, but some of which were Open Book, but all were using technology. And there was a very strong feeling as a result of that they wouldn't go backwards once.
There's an interesting comment actually in the chat, not really a formal question, but talking about how Open Book might be a really good way of approaching IT-based subjects, so like Java coding and that kind of stuff, where you want to see practical application of the knowledge that they have. But then they also point to, why not then, if that works there, why not extend that into universities, or even the comment goes on, T-levels. So T-levels, relatively brand new suite of assessments on a national level here in the UK. And Helen, in the context of national tests again, where we've seen some shifting between purely summative to more formative pieces, what's the role of feedback in the national test context, do you think?
I think I might start by going back 20 years. When I was working in England on the SATS test back then, we did do a project for a while, which was called Implications for Teaching and Learning, where we brought in lots of markers and coded responses from the SATS tests and produced materials that identified common errors, different methods, and how successful they were for learners of different abilities. So this isn't a new concept, but I think when we were back predominantly paper-based, it was a lot harder to do. So it was probably only dabbled in for programs that had the money that could do that. Whereas now we're in a world where the technology can do that for us a lot more readily. What
are your predictions for how the impact of COVID will stay with us?
I believe we'll be back to normal very soon, and the assessments will go back to the way it was happening very soon.
I'm much more cynical. I think that this is going to be here to stay. I don't think there's going to suddenly be a stop in the potential risk of COVID, but I think what it has highlighted is that, countries I mentioned about international, Kenya lost an entire academic year.
We're going to go briefly now to talk to the winners of the 2 awards. Can you just sort of summarize the key points about your project?
Oh, look, I think one of the key things that we've done is we've gone from discipline to discipline, getting academics to see how they can get on board with what we've got, and really inviting them to reimagine how they do their assessment, whilst also having, in the end, we had about 600 students co-develop the platform from their perspective.
This really came as a passion project for us as a business, bringing together, we're all of us on this event passionate about e-assessment. We've got a particular interest in digital skills, and this product was all about opening up a pathway to engage young learners in computer science and coding.
I want to say thank you to our sponsors. Again, as I said earlier on, we can't do any of this without our sponsors' support. So PSI, who are our headline sponsor for the conference and awards this year, ACER for their support with the Formative Project Award, and TCS ION for their support with the Summative Award category.